Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from the Grand Hotel, and we are here on Mackinac Island because this is where the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce always has their annual policy conference. And we have with us right now the CEO of SBAM, the Small Business Association of Michigan, Brian Calley. And some of you may know him in another life. I don't know, whatever. It's good to see you here. How you doing, Brian?
Pleasure to be back with you up on the island. Good tradition we have here.
And so many crazy things happen here. Before this interview, I came out of a health panel back there, which has been one of the big issues for SBAM.
That's right. This is a critical issue and driven by our members. The feedback that we hear from our members that they're really reaching a breaking point when it comes to health insurance costs and the upstream health care costs that are driving those premiums. And we asked our members in a survey just recently we wanted to try to articulate it in a way like, what does this mean? What are the ramifications? What's going to happen when you get to this point where it's a breaking point? 42% of our members said that at this rate of increase that they're experiencing and have been experiencing, that they're 1 to 3 years away from not being able to afford to offer it at all. And think about 42%. It's a shockingly high number, especially when you consider half of all private sector jobs come from small business.
You even look at the reality of it. They were talking at this panel discussion about the cost of having a baby. And one of the doctors said, this is the most wonderful time of your life, and you're looking at your baby saying, can I afford you? I mean, it's crazy.
The year over year cost increases, they're like a double whammy now, because it's one thing when you had a 10 or a 12 or 15% cost increase on a $5,000 premium. But now, like with a family plan, those run over $20,000. So you have a 15% increase on a $20,000 base. These numbers get enormous so quickly, especially if you've got dozens of employees. That really is restricting the ability to grow. And that's the other thing that we see happening. So not only are small business owners saying they're getting to a point where they're not going to be able to offer the benefit anymore, but it's also just to maintain what they're doing for current staff. They have to put all of their resources, capital, and growth and margin into next year's increases. They can't grow the business.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's happening anyway. A lot of the businesses, by our surveys, because I know you do yours too, are sitting still for a couple of reasons. One is uncertainty.
Yes.
They don't know if Wednesday's going to look like Monday, policy-wise. And the other thing is tariffs, which is something we've never seen on our surveys before.
Right.
And so businesses saying, we're standing still. We're just going to, tuck in, weather the storm, and see what's coming. But they still need talent. They still need people.
They do. And that's the thing, is that it's a weird time in history, or troubling time, when there's demand for goods and services. I've so many cases where people have opportunity and there's demand for what they do, but the math behind providing it and expanding just isn't there because all these costs have risen so much.
Well, and it's not sustainable. I mean, if it keeps going at this rate, you're going to make some desperate choices.
That's really the main message that we're hearing now, is that it's getting to a point where all the options are bad options. Either we stop growing, we got to cut back on benefits. It really, I mean, in one way, I mean, it's driving adoption of efficiency tools faster than maybe what we've seen in the past. So artificial intelligence, is like a buzzword out there, but it really is a tool that's being leveraged. And past technologies, sometimes small businesses are later adopters, but I think the times and the rising costs are pushing faster adoption this time.
Well, which is going to cause more mistakes. And I hate to say it that way, but the biggest thing about AI is we don't know it yet the way we should know it. And so we're implementing it, and it's not delivering 100%.
Yeah, there's it's going to be a bumpy ride, with a new technology coming into place, and where does it fit? I am worried that some people, like, the world changes so fast that some people's whole business model might be irrelevant in the future, because whatever they do, there's an automated system essentially, or an AI system that just does that.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense for everybody to ask the question, how does what I do get impacted by this? And do I want to try to steer it in a certain direction, or are you just all along for the ride?
And will my niche be there?
Will
You
your
know what
niche
I
be
mean?
there?
I
Yes.
said to somebody the other day, you're either in 10 years going to be in AI or making your grandmother's jalapeno bread because that's a market that will sustain. People want to have that. In between,
I think it is a good way of looking at it too, is that it's not necessarily going to replace employees as much as employees using AI are going to replace employees not using AI.
yeah.
Because there's an efficiency to be gained there, and you'll find yourself uncompetitive.
Yeah.
And I just think that future is coming faster than most people think.
Well, this is the first time we've ever seen businesses say, we're not hiring,
Right.
but we're desperate for talent.
Yes.
And that's exactly what you're talking about.
It is a strange time, Chris.
Yeah. Well, Brian Calley, thanks so much for stopping by, my friend, and the good work you do.
My pleasure.
CEO of SBAM, Small Business Association Michigan, and you're watching him on the Michigan Business Beat, which is on the Michigan Business Network. We're going to be right back. We're coming to you from the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island, and we are here at the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce's annual policy conference.